You've reached Avery Silman, owner of Silman Ranch. I'm not available right now. If you're calling about an order, get in contact with Sanford Williard. He'll take care of you. Otherwise, leave a message, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Avery. You stubborn. Why aren't you picking up the phone or answering my text? I swear if you don't... Okay, look. I know how hard that had to be to hear. And I know you. You're stewing right now, running every scenario in your head, already deciding how this is gonna end. But it's over. It's done. I never meant for this to spiral like this, Avery. I thought it'd be simple. You talk to him, get some answers, and come home. But I underestimated him. I didn't think he was that dangerous. I was wrong. But I'm okay now, I promise. Lincoln's people are watching over me. Watching over your niece. Darren will never set foot in a Projexis building again. He won't touch me again. So stop, please, Avery. Just stop. I know you. I know what you're thinking, what you're about to do. But I'm begging you, don't take this any further. Yes, he put his hands on me. Yes, he crossed that line. But I survived. We survived. And I will not lose my only brother over this. Call me. Call me now. We found Jasmine. She's alive. And that has to be enough. Please, Avery, let this go. Let the universe deal with that son of a bitch, Darren Fontano.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to RIP. Because I think we might be some alt-right Yahtzeeing going on today. And the Silverback, episode number 63. Holy. I'm the Silverback. He's RIP. How you doing, Eric?
Man, I'm doing good. Every time we show that, I love how, big shout out to Jordan, first and foremost. She's our video editor. She handled that. Pretty much all of our trailers except one, I believe, she's done. She does a phenomenal job. And notice how we were able to do a trailer based on a black character without hip-hop music. Shout out Ubisoft, by the way. We'll be discussing some things here today on the show. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
But I thought you black people, you love the hippity hop, yeah? It's your people's music, is it not?
Yeah, it doesn't matter the setting. Africa, feudal Japan, it's all the same shit. Hip hop.
Oh, we're gonna go into some stuff today. We are gonna go into some stuff today. But before we start, I gotta. Oh, baby, yeah, boy.
Whew.
Look what came. I think it's yesterday or day 4, and I've had it ready for today's show. I wanted to show it off on today's show. Let me go.
Yes, you gotta
don't mind me hogging the actual fact. I'm just gonna hog. No, wait. No, you don't want to do it. Fuck you. Straight. Anyway, here we go. The Iris. It's got it. By the way, it's got some chunk.
Yeah. It's not light.
It's got a bit. This bass has got some nice weight to it. So there we go. This is one of 2 that I got. The other one that ain't getting opened.
Yeah.
For a very special reason, and that's because I was fortunate enough to snag numero uno.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. So that's gonna stay in the box. This though, I got a second because I wanted to display one. and it is cracking. Absolutely, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. This is gonna take pride in my collection, and because it's this one's 1/6 scale.
Yep.
You know, you never know who might just pop up next to her. You know.
Yeah. Never know.
Did I get the pronouns right, Eric?
Yeah.
Did I get Yaira's pronouns right?
Yeah, that was accurate. That was accurate pronouns.
I did. The last thing I want to do is offend. Oh yeah, we can. If I go like that, I'm full on gooning. Full on goon right there. And the answer is light blue / turquoise. Just saying. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Fits together 3 pieces. Just 3 pieces.
Very
fits
easy
together.
to sell.
Yeah, base, Yaira, and then this piece here in the center that is magnetically held. So you put that on first, and then you put Yaira on last, and boom. Absolutely fantastic. So that's going to go by my bedside table tonight, you know.
Let's go.
Chat's mum's away. It gets lonely, you know what I'm saying?
No, man, that thing turned out insane, man. A big shout out. I have to to McFarlane Toys for doing that. This isn't obviously the first. People know McFarlane for the fully articulated stuff, and who knows, maybe or maybe not. There's some conversations that's been had surrounding those types of figures, but the quality that in which that came out, I'm just impressed. Obviously more than satisfied with how it turned out, and love that people are now getting their hands on it. Saw some unboxings and people just can see just how lovely that one is. You'll be seeing it in a lot of my videos as well. So again, I got to give a big shout out to McFarlane Toys, man. They did a great job on that.
They did a fucking superb job. Absolutely superb job. And I've already had the notification, and I've just paid the import fees on the ISOM statue.
Yep. Those started, was it yesterday? I think those started going out.
I think I got mine 2 days ago.
Maybe 2 days this week. We know this week.
Yeah.
Those started going out as well. So the ISOM, the Iron Studios ISOM statues are going to start arriving as well. So can't wait for people to be able to show that off. I might put that one back there by Gogeta back there. But yeah, man, really, really excited. I already have it. I just haven't. Obviously, I have one unboxed at my desk over there at headquarters, but I have one here that I haven't unboxed yet, and I'll set that up, start doing some videos with it. But yeah, we still have some left, not a million of them. You know, we limited to 500 on either of those. So if you want to grab it, go to riververse.com and get it. Because yeah, once those are gone, they are gone. And again, really impressed with how both of them do great work. I mean, McFarlane obviously premier Iron Studios as well, especially for these types of statues. They just turned out so very well, and I just couldn't even be any more satisfied with our first statues coming out the way that they did.
No, I mean, I'm a statue collector.
That's what you do.
It's what I do. Legitimately, really happy with this. And if you are kind of like and ahhing chat, and if there is an opportunity to get one, pick it up. Yeah. Seriously, pick it up. I was very, very. I mean, the ice effects are superb. Because you just never know when it comes to ice and plastic.
Sure. Yeah,
that it can kind of look off a little bit, too plasticky. It looks really, really good indeed. And the ice, the kind of like the ice shards are here, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm a happy bunny as a collector. Happy bunny. So I'm sort of rethinking about a couple of things in my room where stuff's going where. Thinking I might, because I've got an IKEA open glass cabinet in my bedroom. I've got 3 up in the attic, but I've got one in my bedroom which just has all my video games.
Okay.
My retro video games, I should say.
Okay.
And at the top of it, got Ken the Eagle from Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Couple of little statues of him. Thinking maybe Ken's got to come down, and maybe we stick a little bit of Yaira on top there.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah,
I say go for it. Please. Yeah, I mean, show that off. Do your unboxings, guys that are out there. I know you're out there starting to arrive in your hands. We love to see stuff like that. Tag the Rippaverse team. We love to see stuff like that. And speaking of Yaira,
yes,
announced today, Yaira 2 started shipping. It's been a massive month for us. I mean, between Great War Separation, both statues, and now Yaira number 2. I mean, we had, obviously towards the end of last month, going into this month, we had Blood Ruth. But yes, this is the cap that I am wearing right here. Is the one that you'll have.
That's nice.
Yeah, it came out. I love how it came out. Big shout out to our manufacturers. They are actually based out of here, near us, and they do a phenomenal job on everything. You guys know we do some quality work. This is obviously a 3D puff print on it
what
as
did
well.
You fucking call me?
And also, you can grab. I was wearing this yesterday. Was it? Was I wearing? I'm wearing this for some video. Of course, you got the.
Oh yeah,
goes perfectly with the hat, by the way. But
yeah, Why are you wearing it today?
I don't know why I'm not wearing it today.
Neither do I.
But I mean, I'm rocking the J stuff.
You know? Yeah, okay.
You know, I get a pass.
J, though, you know. J.
That's true. I get a pass. Y'all get this for Ripper Sam, by the way.
I open up Jay's t-shirts new and then put them immediately into the wash. That's what I do with his t-shirts. Well, that's not true. I put them in the dirty laundry.
Oh man.
They never even see the wash. They just stay in the dirty laundry. It's just at the bottom all the time. What's this tip? Nothing. Yes, that was awesome. Big box. I was actually quite surprised at how big it was.
That box is massive, huh? Like it's funny. Those arrived, and I was like, "There's got to be like several of them in there." And it's like, no, it's just the one box that's in there. And yes, I love how the box art turned out. That was kind of a collaborative effort. They did a lot of the design. McFarlane Toys. Shout out Will Conrad. That one of the Yaira pieces you've seen, obviously, that was a cover A of Yaira 1 by Kanan. But we also had another on the side of Yaira that y'all hadn't seen before, which is Will Conrad's. I can't remember if he put that in the Art of Will Conrad. I can't remember, but either way, that was done for the box. So big shout out to Will Conrad for that. And yeah, the box came out clean.
Yeah, because it's not just a box. You got like a clear plastic wrap.
Yep, and has like ice on it. Yep.
Yeah, which has got like ice effects on it. So it's very well presented indeed. Very well presented. So yeah, pretty darn happy.
Oh yeah,
is all I can say about that. Pretty damn happy. So as soon as this stream's over, I have a little bit about an hour maybe before I gotta do some EFAP recording. So I can say right now.
There you go.
But so in that hour, I've got to get some shit done. So I think I'll be finding its forever home before I embark on that. So yeah, we got item 3 going at the moment. Over 7,000 books already gone.
Yes, 7,000, closing in on 500,000. So yes, over 7,000. So yeah, those numbers are creeping up. Obviously, Zaylan just got launched, and that's almost at that crossed the 100,000. So another 6-figure collection in whatever 4 days, or however long it took us to get there.
Wow.
So big shout out to Chuck Dixon, as well as Joe Bennett and Marcos Martins. He did a phenomenal job. But yes, over 7,500 books sold for ISOM number 3. And yeah, that next big milestone as far as total sales is going to be 500,000 in total sales. So half a million. And yeah, you got plenty of time, still about almost 50 days left. So you got plenty of time to still pre-order. And thanks for making it another successful collection. Oh yes, Kara, I have to mention that. She brought up in the chat the Hero Stash thing that we launched. A lot of people have asked about this, right? This is for you guys that don't know what this is basically our version of, it's not quite a layaway option. You still are buying the actual item, but especially for your international customers, if you want to hold on to be able to combine orders, the Hero Stash allows you to do it. So you can pay for the actual item without paying for shipping it, store it in your hero stash. And then when you're ready, if you're like, okay, I got 3 different orders, you can combine them all and then have them ship all at once by itself. So we did launch that last week as well. A lot of people asked for that. A lot of people asked for that, especially you international customers, as a way to kind of save some money there. You want to reserve your items, but you don't want to keep having to pay for shipping. So this is going to save you a lot of money with if you don't want to get a membership, just get the hero stash or just, utilize the hero stash. You'll be good to go. So yes, that did launch. I know the team, I think Carol sent out an email giving you guys some more instructions on that, on how it exactly works. Very, very easy. But yeah, that's it's not quite. It does have some similarity to, if you're familiar with a Big Bad Toy Store and their pile of loot.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially the Rippaverse pull list.
Yeah, it's a pull list essentially, where you're able to just, you can stash it as much as you need, as ever many items that you want to stash as far as orders are concerned, and then you can just bam, consolidate them, send them out all at once, so you're only paying 1 shipping fee. So yep.
Yeah, an email has just gone out. I've just got it, and it has hero stash information on there.
Let's go.
So yeah, if you've signed up to the newsletter from the Rippaverse, that will be dropping into your inboxes probably now, if not very soon indeed. Yes, it's all. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'll tell you, I've forgotten about Zaylan because it's just been.
Yeah, I know it's happening.
This year's just been boom. We're
averaging two freaking releases a month so far. It's crazy, man. And yeah, Zaylan, it's like that. Nothing like it's like, yeah, that gets kind of lost in the sauce, and then that turns into another 6-figure
collection. Over 3,500 books of that already gone.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So thanks to y'all so much for that support. But yes, you have Zaylan, our first little cosmic story that we're telling. We did get I haven't got my hands physically on it, but apparently we do have in the Ripazines, the issue 3. Carol signing those to get them ready for CGC, the signature series stuff. So we'll get those back, then we'll send those out. So it's nonstop, launching new books, fulfilling books as well. So we're keeping things moving, staying productive this year. And yeah, it's going to be a big year for us. As you can see, I was not playing last year when I said, hey man, we're kicking things up. And that's not to mention with Ripper Sin, we got Flash's book on the way, and so much happening with that. Jay's got some other stuff. I got probably 3 other projects associated with Ripper Sin that we haven't announced. Gabriel and the Guardians is going to start shipping later this month. Man. I'm having fun because I get to talk about non-Rippaverse related stuff on this show, and then the other 6 days of the week I'm just Rippaverse something new, and I'm doing videos and stuff for that, and it helps a lot having someone as awesome as Gothix here doing these videos, and because holy snaps, we got so much going on.
I know, because after Zaylan it goes straight to
you're not that slick, but it goes into something else for sure. That's what it does go into. So I can at least say that much. Speaking of Jay, Drunk 3PO's in the chat.
Can somebody ban him, please? Can we get him out of here, mods, please? Don't need that kind of riffraff in here. Okay. I was close, chat. Come on. I thought he was talking. He was talking. So I thought there was an opportunity there, as loose lips sink ships and all that.
Yeah.
I thought I had him then. Close. No cigar. Yes, it's just go, bloody go.
No,
right now. I still got to do my Isom fucking order. I still got to do my Zaylan order. I ain't even done. I've been so fucking do. I ain't even had time to do my own shit.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out here, man. This is the way. This is the way of the future, guys. This is how it's gonna.
This is the way.
It's just gonna be a lot of stuff going on. So expect it, anticipate it.
Yeah, I've got my War Separation by my bed, ready to go through that. Can't wait. Do love me, Chucky Dicky.
Oh yeah.
Do love me, Chucky Dicky. Move to Texas, I mean, it would be easier.
Yeah, well, just can come pick your stuff up. Wouldn't be a problem.
Would be easier. I mean, particularly with the UK doing UK-isms right now.
Yeah, true.
You know,
James, like Texas would be a better option.
Yeah, it's like exit plans are all over the place right now. Speaking of exit plans, that might be something for Ubisoft developers. To be honest with you. All right.
Damn. That's tough.
I had to take some pills. Before I talk about Ubisoft. Give me a fucking headache. Give me a headache. It is.
Yeah.
Give me a goddamn bloody headache talking about this fucking company. It really is. Anyway, I got some wonderful things to show you, Eric.
Okay.
I got some wonderful things to show you. Let me start off with this, right? This is an article from Founding into Comics that came out 2 weeks, let's say about 2 weeks ago, okay? So Assassin's Creed Shadows creative director says Ubisoft devs are, quote, trying, which is a good quantifier of a word to start with, trying to listen to Japanese fans, assures they're open to, and again, quote, good and warranted criticism. Okay. So when you get the full kind of stuff, it's as ever a lot of bollocks. We're not going to fucking listen to anyone. We're going to do our own stuff, but we're going to try and placate you. Right. So it's just typical retro. Oh, we've got our ears open, but we don't.
Yeah.
You know,
decisions were made.
Yeah. As long as it aligns with our ideology, we're prepared to listen. If it doesn't, we're closed. Ears are closed. Right. So, so with that in mind, this is how respectful they've been of Japanese history so far. They've got a morbidly obese Japanese female sumo, which didn't exist. And don't exist even today. Sumo's can only be male. But this lovely young lady here ate all the rice in a time period. This is set in like 1520 something, maybe. It's set in 15 something, where there was mass famine. I think we know why now. Okay, so first of all, we'll just create our own history about your country. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Second of all, we'll stick it full of lesbians and gay shit and they, them shit, which we're going to. I bet you can't wait for that. And then we'll stick your boy. Why don't you have, because you're black, right? So why don't you have, because I was speaking to what's his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Who that?
Made up woman man who you had a little conversation with about your pictures behind you.
Oh shit, Brianna Wu.
Yeah, who's now trying to grift on the other side because they realize there's no coin in the other one. Brianna Wu, who fabricated their own hate campaign against them and got caught in real time. I was talking to Brianna Wu, and we both came to the conclusion that because you is the black, right? Then why don't you have a Yasuke statue? Where is your Yasuke poster? You know, where is your Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition? Where's your half destroyed Nagasaki Torii Gate with a black man on it? Like, fuck yeah, I did this. I don't know. What? No? Anywhere?
No. Can't say I'm into that type of stuff. No.
Okay. So probably the only black person that was in Japan at the time is the lead male protagonist. And apparently there's audio as he's killing Japanese about how he's liberating the people. So Yasuke is the savior of Japan.
We was Japanese.
We was Japan. 14 years of Japanese samurai, whatever it is.
Fucking hell, man.
It is rough. It's like, so that's exactly how much respect that Ubisoft. I personally say Ubisoft. Others, depends. Have for the Japanese people, but no, it gets worse. We've mentioned this before, but they had the half-destroyed Torigate toy figurine vinyl, which of course the half-destroyed Torigate has massive symbolic meaning in Japan because of Nagasaki and the half-destroyed Torigate, which still stands. It was never destroyed by the nuclear blast, but this dude who's gonna rub penises with another guy, he's there to shit all over that as well. But I want to give you, what should we give you first? Oh, let's go with this. Let's go with this. Okay, so Assassin's Creed games, they are actually known for having a bug or two. Yeah,
I mean, fair. This is quite anticipated, I would say.
Okay. What do you think of this bug? Okay, I just want to get your thoughts on this bug. Let's go around. Let's just see how this one goes down, shall we?
Dude, just what the hell? Dude's walking around without a head.
That's impressive.
Okay, that's a first.
Yeah, it's not the guy you want to be fucking
No,
with.
you want to be running away from this guy.
Yeah. I'm motherfucker still standing after getting this tall can chopped off.
You can take a knee to get a breather, No, still not going down. No, you don't want to go down. You don't want to go down. So yeah, you can decapitate people. They're fine.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
They are fine.
Look, I'm glad that this is happening for various reasons. Not because I wanted Ubisoft to close down or I was wanting Assassin's Creed to fail. Didn't even care for that. It just more so it just embodies what we have been discussing, and it's such a blatant example of it, of like this the bastardization of that Western writers and Western gamers, like that's been their go-to kind of approach for the last decade or so. Okay, now for a long time they almost stuck with a lot of the Western culture to bastardize, and this time they went just straight to the East in such a blatant format to bastardize their own history. And obviously they got a lot of backlash that I just don't think that they were anticipating, because they were so cocky, right? You've been emboldened for a while now to just really do whatever you want, and it's like they have to take it. And so I think that's what happened with this whole BS, right? They were like, they have all this Western influence. Is it the French that of Ubisoft that yeah, so the French, no history of state socialism or anything in that country at all. But either way, this is what they do. Okay, so they went to Japan, said, you know what, we're gonna fuck this up, much like we've done a lot of the Western properties, much like we've done a lot of the Western history, much like we've done a lot with Western culture, and you're not gonna do anything about it. But I just don't think that they anticipated that the backlash was going to be like that, because the East just doesn't really vibe like with because the West, unfortunately, for a while there, bro, it wasn't even rolling with the punches. You had a lot of people egging them on as they're fucking things up, right? And that emboldens studios, that emboldens all these crack smokers to continue to do this, because they're being cheered on while they run stuff into the ground. All right. And now it's over there at the East. They said they got too big egos, the size of the room, and said, what if we tried to fuck up Japan? We fucked up everything else. Let's go to the East. What are they going to do about it? And here you are. And so the backlash has been interesting. I've been getting reached out to a lot of people for comments, which is bizarre to me, from Japanese like creators and stuff, because they're seeing that the DEI BS and they're trying to infest they want comments on it. And I just don't think it's going to work out the way that it did in the West, where the West basically bent over and took it.
Well, actually, before I go into that part, let me just say one thing. The guy, the professor, the Japanese professor that they love quoting on, who made Yasuke something that he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
When he was outed by the Japanese, he was fired, and it was discovered that you're never going to believe this. He was actually a puppet of the WEF.
Sounds about right.
The WF, of course, who have got their. It's funny because I don't want to get political, but I've just heard a phrase over the last month or so about why are these unelected officials doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
particularly with things like Doge and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm just thinking to myself, hi, I'd like to introduce yourself to the WEF, a whole organization of unelected officials that are telling governments basically how to run their fucking shit, right? And they're happy to do so because you know what?
Right.
That's where the money is. That's where the fucking lobbying is.
Yeah.
And so, and then you got your BlackRock, and of course, and what was Larry Fink synonymous with saying? You got to force behaviors. So, as regards to the West bending over and taking it, this, I think, is a prime example of showing that we can't gatekeep shit when it comes to other stuff. You know, we get told, oh, these people are gatekeeping. They're trying to prevent people from going into their fandom. We can't do anything. We can't prevent shit. So the people that actually had the power, the people that could make the creative decisions, make the video games, make the TV shows, the films, etc., they were the ones that were pushing this and pushing this and pushing it because, as Larry Fink said, you have to force behavior. And that's the whole premise, because if you were forcing the DEI, you were getting yourselves into the good books with BlackRock, Vanguard, and all of that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
The money that comes along with that.
Yeah.
So in terms of us accepting it, there was a tolerance level. There's always been a tolerance level in the West.
Yeah, of course.
But
there comes what liberal implies, like by the literal definition.
Yes. But there's a point where tolerance becomes taking the fucking piss.
Yeah.
And I think we're balls deep in taking the fucking piss territory now.
That's for sure.
And even your regular people are just sick to the back fucking teeth.
Well,
of this absolute garbage.
I agree. Like that's normies in the West even are seeing just how jacked up stuff is. You do have your access media types that are going to, again, cheer them on and egg them on. But there does seem to be a bit of a change in comparison to maybe like the mid 2010s, right? Where people were just more or less justifying some of the foolishness that was happening. But I do think it was a very, very critical error to piss off the Japanese. It couldn't have been any worse of timing, right? Because when you think even all the positive things, I think we talked about this on the show before, all the positive things for the most part that we are associating with gaming is coming from where?
The East.
Right? So you have a working example. And that not just goes with entertainment, or excuse me, like games, that goes for comics too, right? As well, in other forms of entertainment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you sought to piss off the people who are a lot of people in the West have big favoritism for right now. So you were already going to piss off the West, and now you're pissing off and that was a totally unenforced error, because if they did some sort of Western bastardization, I think it lands a lot better than what they did here, especially one with, like it's a very cultural place in Japan. They care a lot about it. And it was just a stupid move to try to tell this story in feudal Japan, where you got this guy, the one black character that you found through history, which is the only reason why he was selected. It had nothing to do with historical accuracy. No, they didn't pick Yasuke because of that. They just probably skimmed through. Where was there ever a black person in Japan at one point? And that guy, let's just use him. They didn't care about anything else. That's why he exists, right? It is a Western company checking all the boxes for the various reasons that we talk about on this show all the time. And it's a means to an end. That's why specifically they used him. Yeah, the optics, you would think when you look at the layers or the chain of command, who the hell approved this? You would think just the optics alone would have had people like, I don't think having a black guy going around just killing a bunch of Japanese folk in their own country is a good look.
While you were saying that, I uploaded this into my StreamYard.
That was the plan. Not a great plan.
Yes, exactly.
Not a great plan.
It was a bonehead decision,
Yeah.
but that's Western gaming in that it's almost you can't explain it. And
you can explain it.
Well, it's stupidity.
It's full of liberal fucking absolute
multiple layers
window-licking wankers.
Yes, at multiple levels. It's not just like, oh, it's a couple of writers or two. No, it's the writer. It's
Infested.
it's
a
their
rat
boss.
nest, Eric. A rat's fucking
Yeah,
nest.
it's fucked. It's just fucked because somebody approved it. That also approved it. That also approved it. So
Yes.
it's layers to the filth. Is I guess the point that I'm trying to bring up here. And yeah, here we are. Bad move. That said, it will be interesting to see because as reported, the budget for this is between $250 million and $350 million. Okay.
Yeah. Plus the delay of 3 months cost them 20 million euros.
Okay. So now you're talking about on the upward end of 370.
Yeah, potentially.
Right.
I'd certainly say between 300 to 400, most likely.
Yes. So this game, in order to break even, you're talking well over $5 million. It's not, units, excuse me. So that's on the upward of 7 if I want to be like precise. That's the break even, right?
Between 4 to 5 million units, I think would be a fair.
Yeah.
At full price would be a fair assessment.
Right. So it is an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Should sell well to start with, for sure.
So all the BS aside, they have that going for them.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's up in the air. I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not going to make money. I wouldn't do that with a property as such. But you almost think, is it even worth it? Because let's say they do barely break even. You pissed off a whole entire country. And I think that's going to have ramifications.
But it can't do average, right? It can't eke out a tiny profit or a small profit. This has to be a huge success, because if it just managed to make, let's say it makes 100 million profit, right? Mm-hmm. On the back of just saying that, you could say, well, that sounds pretty good. 300 budget. It's actually made 100 million profit. And then you go, okay, now look at all the games that they did that led them to that 100 million profit, right? Skull and Bones lost hundreds of millions on that. Star Wars Outlaws lost probably 100 million plus on that game. There's loss. So this needs to be a colossal success. So they can't take like a little bit here. This has to be like, oh, this has sold 8 million units in its first month. This has been a huge success for Ubisoft. This has been a huge success. They need something along those lines. Can it do that? Potentially. But I think the fact that they saturated the market with Assassin's Creed games and the Mirage didn't do great.
No, it didn't do that good. I don't think it even did better than what was before that, Valhalla, which I tried to play Valhalla. I was bored to death really early doors. I didn't give a shit. I wasn't vibing on anything. I even tried Black Flag, which a lot of people really like. I couldn't even get into Black fucking Flag either. And they're really the two main Assassin's Creed games which I've tried. I'm ready to go tomorrow with the Shadows. Pretty sure Az is going to have a fantastic time.
I'm going to be fair. Look, I swear to God, I'll be fair. I'll be absolutely fair. I'll call it down the middle. That's what I do. I will call it down the middle if I like this or I like that or I like the other. I mean, recently, of course, Avowed, absolute flop. Absolute flop of a video game. Plenty of problems with the game. Massive problems with the game in terms of characters, dialogue, story, NPCs, world building, etc. All of that.
This is a dead world, man. Unfortunately,
but it looked good, and the combat was fun, right?
Was
so
okay
I'll call it how I see it. Yeah, and you can at least explore and do shit in that game, which you couldn't do in Veilguard, which is just a pile of absolute dog shit. But
now, there was no redeeming quality about Veilguard whatsoever. I tried. Trust me.
There was.
I couldn't find it, ass.
Okay, I'll tell you what it was. I made money. And that's got to be a silver line.
That's.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I made more money than fucking BioWare did on that game. Well, the character creation was hilarious, though. I mean, the character creation is awful. There is so much as there is too much choice, and there are too many things that you can do with your character. But it was hilarious, and we spent 2 hours or whatever it was creating this beautiful creature. But the thing is, we made our own fun, right? It was interacting with the chat and creating the character that create the fun there, not necessarily BioWare on that one.
Yeah,
we made it as obnoxiously ridiculous as we possibly could, and we succeeded. And then we went and did all the current deisms because they put it in, which makes your character makes a mockery of every kind of like progressive thing that they were trying to do. But we'll get on to more progressive things that. But let's have a look at a couple more things about this. This, which I think you're going to really like, Eric.
God.
You have to have seen this, but for the chat, if you haven't seen this, this is apparently true. I cannot believe this is true. I'm going to find out if this is true tomorrow. I cannot believe this is true, but apparently this is true. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? This is, well.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
I'm not quite sure what they were going for with that. I couldn't explain it.
Come again, this time in my ears. What the fuck?
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too.
I'm racist, and I find that offensive. It's a joke. I don't find it offensive at all.
I'm not sure.
I mean, right.
I can't even understand what they were going for there.
Oh, okay. First of all, let's say this is real, because I can't believe this is fucking real. But let's say
it does real. Seem like
that can't be a human being.
That's fair. That's fair.
That cannot be a human being. Surely. That can't be a human saying that.
Yeah.
It's got to be an AI. It's got to.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
I'm not sure what they were going for. Chat saying it's AI. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
It's got to be, because if this is a voice actor, right?
I don't think it was. I think it's someone voicing it, but I don't think it was an actual voice actor. As in, like, that's somebody's. Hey, we need a line for a food vendor. This person is a janitor, or whatever, and they just brought him in. Hey, come say this line real quick, and that was what they came up with. I could believe that story. I couldn't believe that someone got paid as a voice actor to do it. That I can't believe.
What's my motivation to go? Oh, just sound as racist as you can, right? Just sound like a white person trying to do an impression of a Japanese
retarded white. No, retarded white person.
Yeah, but really offensively, right?
Yeah,
like DSP levels of Chili Chong Chong. You know what he said when in Metal Gear. We want levels of that. We want Mickey Rooney from Breakfast at Tiffany's level, okay? That's what we want here. Sure. Okay, I can do that. What about this? What about this?
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
Like I
Now-
can't even understand again, even if I'm trying to be fair to it, I can't quite get where they're like what are they trying to do there? Like what's the affliction? Like what's the attitude? Like what it all right. If I'm being objective here, okay? Taking a step back.
Uh-huh.
Trying to be objective.
Mhm.
What does that read? Because typically, and I've worked with several done voice acting myself, right? Lots of it actually. And typically you're going to get like a character rundown, even if it's a side character, you'll get a character rundown, and there's like a sort of the emotionalism, like how this is supposed to be said. What is the attitude, right? I don't know what that paper said. I can't understand like what the person's looking at that says, okay, this is your line. This is how you must say it. The person that's casting that, if that's what happened, I honestly don't believe it was ever cast. I believe that this is somebody that worked on some other aspect of the actual game, and they brought them in to do a line because they just needed an NPC to say something. And so they said, hey, just say this line. But even then, what does it say? Like, what does that paper that you're handing to that voice actor or actress say?
I can't believe
like a retard.
Believe it's a person. I cannot believe that is a person.
Like, I could believe it if the paper says, "Hey, you are playing a retarded vendor. Don't quite got it all upstairs, and we need you to sound like a someone mimicking a Japanese sort of
this would be
voice.
This would be even more hilarious. Plot twist, she's actually Asian. That would be even funnier. I mean, I to me, it sounds like AI, which isn't programmed correctly.
I don't think it's AI. I just think that's just somebody that is just not a voice actor.
Now,
and at that point, it's the whoever's casting this stuff is.
Well, just putting that to one side, right? Let's just put her to one side. Then Noe, or however you pronounce it, she now speaks to herself. And even this, listening to this is the main protagonist. I mean, I know this is just one line. You need a lot more lines, really. But just the way that it kind of delivers this, it's like, ooh.
Mushrooms. The smell of dirt, grass, and rain.
This game's making me feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't think any of that's
stealing
AI.
all my jokes for tomorrow.
I don't think it's AI. I just think that.
No, I don't think that last bit's AI, but even that is, it's just kind of like
interesting delivery.
Yeah, it all starts feeling like, are people just giving really bad Japanese? I don't even know this woman's like.
Yeah, I don't know who the
Japanese
voice.
American or Asian. Or what
I don't know what the nationality of the people, the voice actors or voice actresses are. So we can guess. That's the best that we can do.
I mean, obviously tomorrow when I'm playing it, going to get more context in terms of certainly more lines, etc. Probably lines of coke.
Someone said in the chat, voice direction, be bored and stoned. See, I could believe that.
Yeah,
I could believe that. You're saying this as a bored, stoned vendor. How would you say it? Okay, cool. Bam. They say it like that. Mushrooms and shit.
What else we got? Oh, okay. And then let's this okay, that's the image that I used on today's thumbnail. Let me find it. This is we are now venturing into absolute bizarre levels of anyway, let's just see what you make of shut down there. Let's just see what you make of this, Eric. Okay. So let's bring this up. Chat. Let's see what you make of this. If you've seen my video that I put up about an hour before the stream, you'd have seen this. But this is there are so many things to unpack in this.
I do not think I have ever seen you quite so tongue-tied. Not yet, at least. I hope you
Stop.
aren't
Just
easily
pause it real quick. All right. I need a serious I need a serious answer because I didn't get one when I first saw the front half of this clip yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Ibuki?
Ibuki.
I know what they
is-
go by. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about that. What non-binary? What are they? Is that confirmed?
I have no clue.
Oh fucking shit.
This some people are saying it's a man going by non-binary. But you see, you remember all those non-binary they thems in feudal Japan?
Oh yeah, they were all over the place.
All
Random
over the place.
actually.
Yeah. Ibuki has a PP. Ibuki is male. They you see.
Which one is? I don't know. Male. I'm seeing female. I'm seeing male. What is it?
I'm seeing female is male, mate. It's just male.
Well, I see that, but that sounds like it's a feminine. If it's a feminine dude, I could see that. But I want the confirmation. No, that's no woman. That's a man.
If that's no woman. That's a they. That's a they. Them.
Shim.
Yeah,
there's a lot of trans people in Japan apparently back in the day. So it's a dude. Okay, so it's a dude. It's a dude.
That's what the posts are saying that Ibuki is a male going by non-binary.
So it's a dude.
They them.
A dude. Okay, Roger that.
So carry on.
Do you think someone might see us?
Where do you think he got the hormones from?
I don't know.
He's got the hormone voice. So where did he get?
Do we know who the voice actor is here, or actress, or is it?
That up. I ain't looking that up.
Chat, help us out. Is the voice actor or actress? What are they? Are they also a male or just a gay man? I need answers. Because I ain't looking it up because I don't want that shit to get involved. I think our antivirus is pretty solid, but I don't want to even chance it.
Somebody's just said it's AI. Yeah, no, would not surprise Joe Pesci.
Voice by Joe Pesci. That's childish.
Yeah.
Nah.
Thought so.
Maybe.
Do you care?
It's voiced by Amanda Hugginkiss.
Not at all.
Now watch this. What the fuck?
Some office shit.
Breaking the fourth fucking wall?
Yeah. Old Deadpool over here. Why am I? No, I'm asking because I want to be accurate in my criticism. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever that I say. That's why I'm asking, like, what the fuck am I looking at? And then what am I hearing?
Why are they breaking the fourth fucking wall? Does this say I'm just about to plow this dude? Yeah,
that's fucking gay, bro. You remember when we got gaslit when this information first came out that you could be that basically Yasuke could be gay? And I remember,
dude, this is pretty fucking gay.
Oh no, this without a doubt gay. This is homosexual as it gets. But you remember that they were, you had those types gaslighting, basically saying that there were other. It wasn't Yasuke, but it was other like characters that were. I don't know I forget how they worded it. That were actually
yeah.
When that initial report or leak or whatever it was that had come out, it was like, oh no, it's not Yasuke. It's some other characters that can't have same sex relationships. Well, it turns out it's Yasuke.
And apparently, this isn't the only male that he can throw down with. So, come on. Hey, chat, be fair. Somebody said that's Jeremy levels of gay. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's
I wouldn't go that far.
So he's just like, do you care if somebody catches us? He's like, no. And then looks directly into the fucking camera. What the fuck?
That's hilarious, man.
What is What
are they
is
trying
this?
to say? Like the fact that, look, I already know there's going to be leftists out there that champion this as some sort of victory.
Of course.
But
we're gonna go into that in a minute as well.
Well, yeah, of course. But just imagine that these fools searched for the one black person they could find that existed, though not as a samurai, in Japan. They decided to make him a main character, and they also decided to make him a fucking I can't use that term on Az's channel, but they also decided to make him.
I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah, they decided to make him a person of the gay. Okay, let's just call him that. So the one character that is black is homosexual as well, right? And it's all the same shit to them anyway. It's all DI. That's the point. They want to mesh it all together. There's no true differentiation between any of that. Black and gay are the same thing, according to these crack smokers. Woman and black is the same thing. It's basically, if you're not a white straight man, you are the same. You're in the same.
All women are lesbians.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just the same shit. Wow.
And all the straight white dudes are evil.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so all those leaks or whatever they were confirmed by this. Yasuke's gay.
It gets weirder.
Yeah, it is weird, man.
Right, right. Remember? You know,
Shit's making me uncomfortable.
I was so excited. I was so excited to see your face.
Just making me uncomfortable. Like, man, dude just getting in your face like that, man, on some gay shit, bro. I'm throwing hands immediately.
Remember,
you gonna get the fuck out of my face, dog. The fuck?
Remember Falcon and the Winter Soldier? And that awful speech at the end. The whole "you gotta do better" senator shit. Yeah. Where he just made absolute fucking fool of himself. And a lot of us said at the time, I bet you the whole premise was built off this speech, right?
Everything needed to lead up to that moment.
Yeah. And then they create the show around how it was going to lead up to that.
Yes.
The way that I see these games now, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, this kind of shit, to me, it feels like they create the gay love scenes and then build the game around that. Am I wrong in that?
No, I would say you're 1,000% right. That's what happened. I believe that it wasn't just that. It's a checklist, right, of shit that they need to make sure that they work towards, right? That checks all the boxes, right? You got your gay, you're black, whatever sort of boxes that they must check. And everything else is more or less secondary to that. If not secondary, it needs to lead to these sort of moments because they know this stuff absolutely needs to happen. So I'd agree with that 1,000%. But this shit's gay.
Even more uncomfortable. Oh, and then they get into it.
Yeah, that shit's gay, bro.
They get into it. Now he must have a huge penis because he grabbed it. He certainly grabbed him, but his hand's on his thigh. So Yasuke's strapping all the way around by the looks of it. So
that shit's gay as fuck.
10 out of 10 for that.
That shit's gay as fuck.
Now, if I can find, where are you? Why do you hide? Here it is. Is this? Yeah. Here it is. So let me just bring up this. So breaking. Yasuke actually has a gay romance in Assassin's Creed Shadows with a character named Ibuki, who identifies as non-binary. The term doesn't even fucking exist.
That is a very relatively new phenomenon. Golly,
/them. After some flirting, they kiss each other. Bro, it looks like look at his eye. They look fucking bloodshot. Like he's not just breaking he's not just breaking the fourth wall. He's fucking battered. He's absolutely battered off his fucking tits.
Yeah, that's just gay, bro. That's just gay. That's crazy, man. They made those initial reports, man, that were saying that this shit was gay and it being denied to see it. It's explicitly gay. It's really gay. That's crazy. Yeah. They found a one black guy in Japanese history and they made him gay. Like, yeah, you want to talk about taking the piss, man? These guys taking the shit. They taking the shit on
You feel
everybody.
represented, Eric?
Nah,
you feel represented?
not quite into that gay shit. So no, that's crazy. That you'd think that would actually piss y'all off. The people that cling so much to the racial shit. It's like they gave you the one black guy that they put in this shit. They made him a homosexual.
But that's the playbook with black characters.
Well,
black
yeah,
men.
especially black male characters. They got.
And we know why. We know why
they
they
gotta
femmed
be
them up
effeminate.
and they
Yeah.
gave them
Yeah.
because they don't want to do angry black man trope.
Yeah.
Don't want angry
Yeah.
black man trope. So they got to feminize. They got to feminine them up, gay them.
Yeah.
Because they use terms like unconscious bias, right? Do you think there might just be some there? I think they're just petrified black people. I swear to God, they're just petrified. Right. You said about reviews and stuff, okay? We're going to get into a couple of review things first, but this is the first one I want to bring over to you. The mainstream media is not serious. They are not serious people. Look at this. This is a review. 100 out of 100. Video games 24/7.
No fucking way.
There are problems with Assassin's Creed Shadows for sure. That is the opening line of a game they've given a perfect score to. There are problems. 100 out of 100.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. All 5 stars. I'm looking at it from VG 247. But yeah, that's All right. So how can a perfect game have problems?
It can't.
Okay.
It
Let's
can't.
make sure we're all on the same page.
I love The Prisoner TV series. I love Star Trek: The Next Generation. You know, probably top 2 my favorite shows of all time. Are there some 10 out of 10 episodes in those series? Absolutely. Are there episodes which are not 10 out of 10? Absolutely. It's about being objective. You cannot objectively say that a game has problems and give it a perfect score. It makes no sense. And this, of course, this is Metacritic. So this skews the results. Because it's a game that's saying that it's got problems 100%. So you are skewing the Metacritic score by doing this. You're not serious. You're not a
Look,
serious
10 out of
person.
10s are far more realistic to give than 100. Right? Because you have more to work with 100.
Sure.
Right, 10 you only get 10, right? So unless you're doing like 9.5 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, but 100? So even if you thought it was like really good, I mean, that's like a 97 or something like that. That's like crazy good, right? 100? You got 100 different variations and you decided to give it 100.
Yeah, you can't get better than this. It's impossible. This is so to VG 24/7. This is the greatest game of all time.
Ever.
All time.
Ever made.
Ever made. You can't get better than it. But it's got problems. 100 out of 1,000. But it's so fun to play. Right. Okay. That's fine. You can say I'm enjoying playing it, right?
Yeah, that's a different thing.
But you'd be like, what? Let's just say I was playing something. I know it's got problems, but I'm really enjoying playing it. I could say, right, I think this is a solid 7, maybe 7.5 out of 10. You know, it's got issues, it's got problems, but it's really good fun to play, and that does help is to kind of see past some of these possibly. But they do exist. That's objective, but it's just so fun to play. It's telling a gripping story. I'm gonna press X now. And there are so many sense of progress and rewards for every little thing you do that it actually feels like an open world game that's taking its cues from a modern roguelike. Or so. 100 out of 100. Can't get better.
Yeah, that's and the further what the guy that wrote it did the review. He says every action has meaning, and the breadcrumbs that tempt you to clean up all the icons on the map are more. That's just typical Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft stuff. Says this may be one of the biggest Assassin's Creed games ever made, but it also feels like the most well put together. So it's the best Assassin's Creed, which it has to be if you're going to give it 100 out of 100.
But it has. Well, it is. It's the greatest game of all time, Eric.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the greatest game of all time.
Okay.
What's he going to do if a game comes across that he thinks is better? What are you going to do? Is it going to be 105
101 out of 100?
Yeah. How's this now work?
This game saving lives, man.
I'm not just saying that they're full of shit, but they are full of shit. Let's have a look at some other reviews, shall we?
I can believe that they had a lot of fun with it.
Sure.
I can believe that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Horses for courses, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, I'm going to call it down the middle tomorrow. And if I'm saying, look, this is fun and this is fun, this is fun, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
And for what I've seen, I think there's going to be issues for sure. So let's just see here. Assassin's Creed Shadow review, a feudal return to form. Assassin's Creed Shadows review, a return to classic form. The Escapist, Assassin's Creed Shadows is an exciting return to form. Windows Central, I think Assassin's Creed Shadows may truly be a return to form.
Yeah, it starts to feel like I don't know, when the review copies went out, there was an email.
Yeah.
That had some bullet points.
Some little talking points.
Some little talking points. That,
maybe you can bring this up in your review.
Yeah, that it's a return to form because everybody's on the same page with that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I remember something like that recently with Dragon Age. And let me just read this to you. Checkpoint Gaming, Dragon Age The Veilguard, a triumphant return to form. PlayStation Universe, without doubt, a return to form. Digital Trends, a return to form. IGN Portugal, The Veilguard, a return to form. Pure Xbox, a triumphant return to form. And what did the narrative director say before this game came out? He said, when I returned back to BioWare after a 5-year hiatus with Anthem, I really wanted the next thing I did to have a review that said a triumphant return to form. And they all stuck it in there. These are not serious people. This is why mainstream media is dead.
They for sure put that as a bullet point in the email that they sent to everybody that had access to it early. These are your approved talking points. So just something to mention. Maybe it wasn't worded that way. Maybe it wasn't saying. I would hope they wouldn't word an email like that and say you need to say this shit. But just a little nudge. We feel like it's a return to form type of stuff. Incentivizing them to say that, influencing them to say that, and then everybody says it, that it's a return to form. Which, look, I do believe that people are free to come to similar conclusions. Okay, but that is a interesting way
similar
to word
verbiage.
It. Yeah, that's a different thing, right? Saying it or espousing this in the same exact manner is totally different from coming to a similar conclusion. So, yeah, that's very interesting. But look, I knowAz gonna call it right down the middle. He called it down the middle with a vowel. So we'll see what happens. If it is maybe it'll be Az's review headline title.
Well, I mean, we've seen the boys at it. Now let's see the girls at it. Because this is just another Western, same sex.
All women are lesbians, man.
They all are. They're all thinking about it.
Yeah.
Lust is a journey of 1,000 steps that begins with a kiss.
Seriously, who the fuck wrote this? Who the fuck wrote this?
Somebody that probably got paid a lot of money. Well, not a lot.
But did they? It does. It feels like an AI generated script. Let's go through it again.
Lust is a journey of 1,000 steps that begins.
So they basically
with-
repeating
By the way-
some poem. It's basically some haiku or some shit. Basically that they're repeating. That clearly they both are in the know of. I don't know what it is, but maybe there was some. Maybe let's be fair to it, as maybe it's something you discover in the game. I don't know, it's some fucking poem or some shit, and that's just how it reads. And they both are in on the poem, so they just read it together or finish each other's sentences like true lesbians.
They finish their own pizzas. By the way, why do the character models look like a fucking PlayStation 3 game?
I saw a lot of people talking about that. I think that is the objective. Damn, how you feel about the cultural stuff. I think that is one of the more objective things you can look like. This does not look like a next gen experience.
No, these character models are appalling. I mean, for the technology that we have and for what we've seen,
yeah,
and for the amount of money that's been thrown into this game.
Yeah, that for sure. Yeah, I don't think anybody can disagree with that. That you can put all the how you feel about the gay stuff aside.
Yeah,
it does look like the
animations look a bit janky.
Yeah,
you know, the character, the faces look jagged.
Yeah,
it does. If you showed me that picture and said, "Oh, this is from the PlayStation 3 game,"
yeah,
you know,
it's a PlayStation 3 game cutscene, I would believe it. I'd
be like,
yeah.
I would legitimately believe you. It's not good.
A kiss.
Damn, they got into it.
Yeah.
Damn, straight to the scissoring. Right off
straight to the clipping.
Jesus.
As well.
That's aggressive.
Wow. Dude, there's got to be some masculinity in this game.
Jesus
okay?
Christ.
It ain't gonna come from Yasuke.
He got gay, like immediately. Fucking hell.
Duh. Get with the program, dude.
They got down to business. That's unfortunate. So yeah, the game's gay.
It's very
well, the way that they're gonna word it is it's options as it's options.
Yeah.
And I think no, he's gay. If the option is to be gay, then you're gay. There's no bisexuality. I'm sorry. It's not a thing.
It is Tumblr. It is just Tumblr fucking fanfic crap. It ain't fucking serious.
Yeah, it's gay.
Here's your morbidly obese female sumo.
Yeah. Rikishi.
And you know it's a sumo because of this ability name, by the way. This ability name refers to sumo wrestling. Yeah. It's fucking Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Is a strong ally of body, mind, and spirit. Not very fast though. Out of breath over short distances. Yaya joins the fight and performs pushback attacks.
Rikishi.
Yeah.
Looks like Rikishi. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
For put some shades on and start doing the dance. Scotty Too Hottie and was it Grandmaster Sex?
Grandmaster Sex.
Rest
doing
in
the
peace.
worm. I don't think she wants a worm though. I think she wants a scissor. And it's just more and more is sprouting out as it's going on. Now, apparently, I don't know how true this is, so whatever. But when I was streaming today when support dropped, somebody dropped a comment in the chat saying, Carnage is streaming this, and his chat is just roasting the shit out the game. So I don't know how legitimate that is, but
I don't look. It is. I am really just because you brought up a great point, as on a serious note, and how much this Ubisoft needs this to be successful, and this is their franchise that basically prints money. Okay, so I will be very interested in how this ends up working out for them, because it's like what we're gonna see is a cultural phenomena as far as the game is concerned. As far as it's like a madness, like it doesn't matter how bad it is, people are gonna buy it type of situation with an Assassin's Creed. But it's also has a lot of this other sort of cultural stuff that goes against it. So we're gonna see if that aspect of it overtakes it and wins out, as far as the customers are concerned, or if it's just one of those that people are willing to put up with because, well, it's Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed is fucking massive.
Well, I got another cutscene for you.
Oh God, man! Why are
No,
you
no.
doing this to me?
Apparently, I've been told this is a very good cutscene, legit. Okay, so I want your opinion on the writing and the characters in this one.
I have the piece of Eden. Get out of my way, old man. I gave you everything, and yet it's never enough.
Cesare! He intends to poison you!
You would not listen to reason. Father, do you not see? I control all of this. If I want to live, I live. If I want to take, I take. If I want you to die, you die! Ah! Where is the piece of Eden?
Stop! I know where it is!
And you did not tell me he had taken it?
Cesare, it's me, your queen.
You are my sister, nothing more. Where is it?
You never loved me?
Where is the apple? Tell me! Tell
Back
me!
That was from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, yep.
That is 15 years old.
Looks comparative to what we've seen as far as the cutscenes are,
But in terms of actually the writing and
or the voice acting.
sort of, yeah, just kind of getting into what was going on, the way that they were telling the story, and the fact that he didn't fuck the bishop or what, so weird. But I do have another cutscene for you that you might not be too happy with. You signed up for this fucking podcast. Here we go. You ready for some more longing looks in Menon's eyes?
You are more than worthy. And this moment we have shared will be my treasure.
So you can get gay with multiple people?
Apparently so. Pick your dude.
Huh.
Pick your dude. Any dude. Pick your dude, any dude.
Final thoughts, ass. I like no.
Final.
No, seriously.
I'm not trying to direct this, but final thoughts.
No. Not like on the general conversation, but as far as if you had to put a guess on it.
Yeah.
Does this become, because you brought up a great point, so I'm not going to ask you if it becomes profitable, because you bring up a great point in that wouldn't necessarily be enough.
Mm.
Do you think that this is going to get that monumental, like, sort of return that they absolutely need? And again, you have to keep in mind, that was a quick answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it.
So the so you're saying that the Assassin's Creed brand is not gonna be good enough.
Not for this to be like a Wu-Tang, something like that, or a Stellar Blade. No. I don't see them saying we sold 9 million units in fucking 3 days or 10 days, whatever it was. Yeah, it's what, 3 million in was it? Yeah, it's something ridiculous with Wu-Tang sales. It was something absolutely daft. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. It sold 11. No, that's Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang game.
You're talking about what? Wukong.
Wukong. Am I saying Wu-Tang? I got Wu-Tang on the fucking brain, mate. Wukong.
They are going on tour right now.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it all over fucking Instagram.
I don't know. That starts in, I think, June, maybe. They're about to go on tour.
It would help if I put probably Black Myth. That would just separate it. Wukong, Wu-Tang, fucking Wu-Tang Clan. Right, yes. Wukong sold 10 million copies in the first 3 days.
That is crazy.
3 fucking.
I don't think it's gonna do that, but look, man. I always have to with properties like these. I always have to, remember that. Look, not every buyer is me, right?
No, I get that, right? But you played Wukong.
Yep.
So you can tell, you can see the quality in that game.
Yeah. I don't see it gameplay wise competing with that. Not even close.
And it's a 25 million copies towards the end of January of this year.
That's fucking. I wouldn't have guessed that. That's a lot of fucking copies.
That's a lot of units.
That is a hell of a unit push.
Yeah, I don't see Ubisoft coming out 3 days after launch. So, well, let's say Monday. Let's just say Monday. Oh, I finished Wukong 3 times. I fucking loved it. I absolutely love that game. I finished it and then did New Game Plus and then did New Game Plus to make sure that I got every bit of the story. I just don't see them coming out on Monday or something saying we sold 10 million units in our first 3 days. Yeah. I see this game selling millions of units in terms of, but how many millions? 3 million, 4 million, 5 million.
What does that look like?
I could see this doing 5 to 6 million. In what time period? I don't know. But I could be completely off.
So yeah, so you at least think it's gonna make something.
I think it's gonna make some profit.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But is it gonna be the game which propels Ubisoft to their next level again? Gives them that breathing space, gives them that time? No.
What did the last one not? Let's say I don't want to count Mirage. Do we know what was the final sales? The last reported sales tally of Valhalla?
I'll have a look for it. Let's have a look.
So I think that would be interesting to kind of look at that as a floor.
Sold 20 million.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, Valhalla sold 20 million. Odyssey did 10 million plus. Origins did 10 million plus. Mirage did 5.
Wait, I kind of almost don't count Mirage. I mean, it is an Assassin's Creed game, but if Valhalla, that's a lot of momentum to carry into another game like Valhalla.
20 million, great. That's a
lot, man.
A lot of units sold.
That's a lot of units sold, and that wasn't crazy long ago that it come out. So again, the question is going to be, does that name carry enough weight for people to basically hold their nose on all the other stuff? If you're gun to my head,
see it.
Gun to my head, I would say that I could see this selling 5 to 7.
Sure. Yeah, I think yeah.
I could see that happening. I
just don't see it hitting 10. I could be completely wrong. We are seeing clips technically out of context. I mean, there's stuff that you can put your own context around it, and it's fine, as in the gay scenes and shit like that.
Yeah, obviously.
But I don't from the like the voice acting bit, from the whole marketing bit, from the whole fucking trouble that they've had with this, I do think it's going to have a colossal effect on sales, particularly in places like Japan. And do you think China, which buys video games like they're going out of fucking fashion as well, do you think this is their cup of tea?
I don't think Yasuke being.
I don't think Yasuke's going to be a big hit in China, mate.
I'm not seeing that.
No, me neither. So I think the bulk of the sales are gonna be looking towards the West and not the East.
It's gonna have to be the West. It's gonna have to be the West. Japan, we know they're out, and if they're out, just because again, it's just general like Eastern sort of Asian culture. Though, yeah, obviously Chinese or Japanese people aren't the fucking same, but you can say the same about the West. Like France and the United States ain't the same, but there is a shared culture there, right? In some capacity, right? So, yeah.
I reckon when I stream it tomorrow, I reckon there'll be a decent number of people in the stream, and I reckon
it's gonna do well.
I reckon there'll be a lot of people in that stream that have not made a purchase. And some of them
day one concurrent, because this is wait a minute, it's coming out on, is it coming off on Ubisoft's platform day one?
Yeah, it will be.
Okay,
because that's how they kind of operate off those as well. But I got a feeling that there are people who are going to be looking and watching whichever streamer, whichever reviewer that they have some trust in, some faith in, and they will make that decision based off of what that person says or what they see in the stream itself.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
it doesn't go live.
I don't think it's going to be
4 a.m. UK time.
I don't think it's going to be because I know there's people that are going to look at it. I think they're kind of out of their minds if they think it's just going to be a complete and utter failure. Like as in like,
no, I don't think that. I don't think that at all.
I don't think that at all. I think if you believe that to be the case, I think that you got to remember just again that just the name by itself just carries so much, man. Assassin's Creed. So
yeah, this ain't gonna do like 800,000 units or something like. No.
I think
this
crazy.
will sell in the millions. It's a matter of how many millions it sells.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be.
We say that right. It took 2 years for The Last of Us Part 2 to hit 10 million units. And kind of doing some loosey-goosey maths, that game in itself has only now sold about 11 to 12 million units and is looking at a profit of around about $60 to $70 million ish, give or take. Bit loosey-goosey with those figures, but it's as best I can do with seeing what the sales have actually been, sort of the average price of the game, etc. So, and the cost of the development of the game, which was $220 million. This is $250 to $350 million.
Right.
So if The Last of Us Part 2 has eked out a profit around 60 to 70 million, selling 11 to 12 million units, because a lot of them have been clearly at reduced price, they've got to look to sell, 7 or 8 million, 6, 7, 8 million minimum, and pretty quick in pretty quick time.
Otherwise, I think Tencent they're gonna get this down.
Yeah, but it's going to be Tencent and Yves Guillemot, and it's Yves Guillemot that's causing these fucking he's part of the.
Well, no. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that a shift in like ownership is going to change necessarily their trajectory, but nonetheless, a change in ownership. If it somehow like is just underperforming, let's use that term, underperforming, because I still think it's gonna do a little something. But yeah, I think it has to. You bring up a fantastic point in that, considering what all they've dropped as of recently, this has to do better than just okay.
Oh, big time.
So we'll see. I don't know. I got 5 to 7 million. That's what I predict. Would I be surprised if it did get more than that? Not necessarily. Would I be surprised if it did less? I actually would be. If it did less, I would be. And that would be impressive because, I mean, you're talking BioWare level of fucking up a brand. Because
I'm looking at the company's running expenses, operating expenses, right?
Okay.
2020 is 1.5 billion operating expenses.
That's a lot of money, bro.
2022, 1.77 billion. 2024, 1.98 billion. 2023, 2.3 billion.
How is it going up? Well, I mean, I guess because of Assassin's Creed.
It's kind of that's a lot of fucking money that it takes to keep your company going. You need a lot of profit.
And they've been laying some duds. The Star Wars and
Skull and Bones and stuff like that. Skull and Bones, several $100 million in development.
Yep.
That's been in development for what? 7, 8 years. Development hell. It's probably racked up. I mean, the kind of speculation is around $300-400 million. A quadruple A game, Yves Guillemot called it. Dead. Nobody fucking plays it. It's dead. Released in early access. And the only reason I called it a quadruple A game is so they could sell it for 70, 80, 90 quid, whatever it was. It was ludicrous price. Far Cry 6. Yeah, the Far Cry games are going further and further down. And did you see the rumor of Far Cry 7?
Mm-mm.
Basically, up against MAGA.
Do it.
They're up against a group called something like the Truth Seekers or something like that.
Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. I wouldn't be surprised. Just go ahead and do it. But I want to see because I was just curious. So Ubisoft Plus is what, $20?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. You wouldn't catch me subscribing to like EA or Ubisoft or anything like that. You wouldn't fucking catch me doing that.
It's the classics. No, the premium one is the one you have to get. That's $18, $17.99.
No, I'm good. Sorry, dude. You hold the fort 2 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know, man. $20 almost. And that's what, if the numbers aren't looking good on other platforms, that's what everybody's going to say, just much like they say with Game Pass. So many people are playing it on there, and that's why the sales aren't that good, or rather, there's not as many concurrent players or whatever. So I don't know, man. Chat, I think 5 to 7. 5 to 7 million. If you're thinking less than that, I would say you're crazy, just because we have to always remember it's not just our audience that buys games. There's a whole lot of people out there that aren't tapped into like all of this cultural BS. It's a lot of people. They're not perpetually online, right? So I could see a world where there's enough of those types of people out there that buy into this game. It turns into a profitable venture. How profitable, I think, is going to be the question. It's not a matter of if it's going to be profitable, it's how profitable. Now, if that profitability is slim, so you're talking in a $6 to $8 million units sold, is that enough for them to be able to exist without having to start selling off some of these assets, or rather selling the damn company off so that Ubisoft is under someone else? I don't know. Great question. I don't quite have an answer to that. What's going to happen? Because again, in order for it to be that much of a success, you're talking 10 million plus. Do we believe that it's going to do that? I don't think so.
Potential.
Well, for sure, it has the, and that's why I'm bringing that up, because it does have the potential, just on name recognition alone, to be able to do that. Doesn't matter, even if Ass plays and then Ass like, this is the worst Assassin's Creed game I've played in my fucking life. It's enough normies out there to be like, yeah, maybe I'm still gonna play this shit. Hell, maybe they even come to the solution. The same conclusion. But a sale's a sale. A sale is a sale at the end of the day, and it is an Assassin's Creed game, and people buy them.
I just don't see it happening. It could do. There is the potential to.
It's hard to guess, man. I really do wonder just how tapped in some of the normies are.
Well, I tell you what.
Before you finish your point, what I will say is, I would say for sure it wouldn't matter if this game came out in 2017. I would say it's still going to be successful and profitable. But just looking at how normie opinion on a lot of this cultural BS has changed, I would say that there's still a chance that they check out.
To me, it's how much actual damage did Ubisoft do? How much damage did they do to Japan? How much damage has this progressive bullshit, this stupid fucking they-them crap, this consistent effort to push diversity over authenticity?
And they did piss off a whole country. Like, that's impressive. Like, I will say that is a wild card in this whole deal. Like, you managed to piss off a fucking entire country.
Yeah. And they don't care. They don't care. But it's how much damage is this actually going to do? Now, if it turns out, we sold 10 million units in first month, then it's not a lot. Didn't do a lot of damage at all. Sold very well. But if they don't release any sales figures, or
that'll be if they don't release it, he said that's going to be the telling sign that this didn't do shit. That's going to be
a huge tell. Or if they come out and say, in the first month sold 4 million units, let's say 4 million units first month, then you have to look at that and you go, is that actually good? Or is that in as much as that's probably the bulk of their sales done?
Yeah.
On that game. And now it's going to start to slow down, and then you're going to start to hit the reduction. But first and foremost, we need to know, we need to find out what what they disclose as the sales figures. Have you seen like the popularity of the early streamers, the influencers and the shills?
No.
So yeah, we don't know.
It can go either way. That's the way I see it. It can go either way. Wouldn't be surprised one way, if it is a failure, I would say, I don't know if surprise is the proper term. I'd be like, well, that's interesting. I didn't expect it. But also, it would be a telling sign that the West is over this bullshit, man. And I don't know when that is going to be, because I said this after the election happened, the most recent one, that I don't think we're done with this stuff, man. I just really don't. I think that you wishful thinking if you think the quote unquote wokeness is dead. Wishful thinking. I think that in the West, I don't think they've learned anything. I think, if anything, the election emboldened them because they feel like, much like in 2016, they have to start using all of their platforms to really signal to their personal social agendas, right? And preferences, or whatever you want to call them, because it's not always just simply political. And I wonder when the just general public, not us that are sitting streaming about all the time, the general public, when they're going to be like, guys, we're fucking over this. It does feel like at least it's more of the normies out there that are over it. How many of them is the question?
Well, video games can't pivot.
It's
The
too much
development
time, too
cycles are
much
too
money.
big. Yeah.
The
So because
mammoth.
the development cycles are too big, they just
'Cause
simply can't
if
pivot.
you pivot, you end up like Wonder Woman and fucking that's what a pivot looks like in gaming. Well, I don't even remember the name of the damn studio anymore, but they're not around, so it doesn't matter actually what their name is because they're gone. But that's what pivoting in gaming looks like. It looks like we can't do anything with this. Everybody go home.
But people are being sold bullshit. They're being sold a lie on this is actually bringing in more choice when actually it's just monolith. When it's actually pushing a certain partisan ideology. And so they're being sold it as a lie. They're being pushed as it. This is now more inclusive. This is now gives you more options, more choices, but it doesn't because it doesn't do the other side.
Right. No,
it doesn't
not
do the
even
other
close.
side at
It
all.
doesn't even try to do the other side.
No. So, and I'm not saying, but I'm saying if you're going to have one, you got to have the counter.
Well, yeah, I think people will be more receptive to it if there was balance. Because that's what, when they did talk about like some of the political landscape and stuff, it was always like definitely back in the day in comics and stuff, you know, people always talk about, well, he beat up, but Cap beat up Nazis. They forget that he also beat up fucking communists too. That's literally what his name was, the Commie Smasher. That was his fucking name, right? There was a lot more balance, let's say that, than what there is today, where when they do try to present some sort of political or social agenda, the positive, and it's I guess the positive is always leftism. It's always authoritarian leftism.
Yeah.
You want to see an example of this? Amazing Spider-Man. You get a cheesing Obama on the cover. Trump becomes MODOK, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. You see, it's a little unbalanced there as far as how they view that. But yeah, to your point, if there was more balance, I think it'd be far more receptive to a lot of this bullshit that they put in these
but they can't put the balances because they know if the videos come out of people rejecting. Point in question. Remember Red Dead Redemption 2 where the guy goes up to the suffragettes and punches them?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened? He got banned. Did he get banned from YouTube?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
For posting his video of him going up to suffragettes and just fucking punching them in,
laying them out. Yeah.
It's part of the game. It's the game's allowing you to do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm certainly not advocating walking up to women and punching them in the face. Absolutely not. That's a leftist thing.
Yeah. I was just about to say that's what they do. Roundhouse kicking women. That's their thing, man.
They're all about fucking misogyny and taking over women's spaces and beating women figuratively and literally in sports and in reality. So but if it's part and parcel of the game, you've got the choice. You can choose to do it, you can choose not to do it. But that's the choice of the video game, and that to me is fine. Absolutely fine. Because most people will play a video game based on their moral character.
Yeah, for sure.
And how they would personally make a morality, or where they could play with certain gray areas, like going into somebody's house, nicking some shit. Would you do that in reality? Probably not. But it's a video game, and you can have a little bit of license to get away with that sort of stuff. But no, we get told, oh, we're adding these things. These things give people more choice. It's more inclusive to gamers, blah, blah, blah. But it's not, because it's only from a very specific ideology. Mm-hmm. And particularly with this ideology, I would say very, very damaging, very controversial, to say the least. One that I abhor.
Yeah.
There's jokes that you can I've seen on my Instagram thing, but it's just this girl saying, "Oh, I'm going through puberty and my body's changing and it's embarrassing and it's awkward and I just really needed to speak to somebody to kind of get an idea about what we do." And it just has liberal. Have you ever thought about cutting your breasts off?
Yeah, that's like, exactly their position on it, and it is a damaging one because that's the one I think issue, especially with youngsters, children. Right. I think, they probably they bit off way more they can chew there because the normies looked at that and said, "You're fucking crazy."
Yes.
like y'all are batshit. Like we're not going for that. We were with you on all this other stuff, but we're not going for you good coming out the kids, and rightfully so. But yeah, as far as bringing it to Yasuke and
Yasuke
and everything with Ubisoft, it is going to be. I do think it is going to be culturally significant. Whatever it does, I think it is going to say a lot. It's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us where people are at with culture. And I think it's also going to send a signal to the rest of the gaming industry as well, because it's like I just don't.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm gonna call it down the line tomorrow, but I'm not going in being ecstatic to play an Assassin's Creed game. I've said many times on stream, even before any of this stuff happened, that Assassin's Creed games aren't really my flavor. I don't really find them particularly interesting. They've never kind of worked for me. I can understand, I can appreciate where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw the trailer for the very first Assassin's Creed game, it was like, fucking hell, this looks brilliant. And then it's actually quite a very boring game. Very repetitive. I do find them very repetitive very quickly. But as the years have gone on, Ubisoft in general, they just make the same fucking game over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it just the whole formula, every one, where it's a Tom Clancy or a Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed, they just seem to follow the same formula for, area, take out these, lift up that, da da da, ba ba ba. It's just like I've had enough. I just Ubisoft have not, as a development company, done a lot for me. Even Watch Dogs still follows the same kind of formula.
Well, it's the same exact formula. It's not even much. There's just a different setting.
Just a different setting, different era, different setting, different gloss of paint. But it's essentially go to area, unlock tower, which shows graph, which shows what you can do. Go to base, take out bait. It's the Ubisoft way.
Yeah.
It's just as lazy as annual franchises. It's just as lazy as Madden, stick number here, NBA, stick number there, FIFA, stick number there. So it's all the same. COD, stick title here.
Yeah. If you have fun, we'll all know. We'll be watching you live, and it'll be interesting to see your thoughts on it. I know that you're going to call it right down the middle. Unfortunately, you don't get like a fun character creator with this one. So that's a little
we unfortunately we have to bypass that. There is none.
Yeah.
It's Yasuke all the way, baby. And so we cut the no time wasting. It's into the game. It's my master's being killed. Duh. That's how it starts. That's every Assassin's Creed game. My master's being killed. Later on, I'm gonna fuck his daughter. Type, because I think that's the female relationship that Yasuke can have, is fucking his master's daughter. Why not? Why not? Honors his name by deflowering his sister, his master's sister.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
What I will say is this: before I know we end up having to get the super chats, I just want to make sure, just because it's in the title, that we talk about it. What is Snow White gonna do?
Well, Snow White has a current Rotten Tomatoes score of 45%. Critics.
Surprising, a little surprising.
I saw Chris Gore's straight out of the theater.
Yeah, I saw that. Alan as well said that it was worse than what he thought, which is because those guys try to be fair to a lot of this stuff, man. And if they're coming out of the theater saying that it's worse than what they thought it was going to be, that's not good.
No, that's saying something. If I click on here, all critics 45, can't hit top critics at the moment. Fresh 34, Rotten 41 at the moment. Reserve tickets? No, I'm good, thanks. A fascinating case study in today's impossible contradictions, a magic mirror reflecting the tensions of the current times. Thank you for that, Amy. The most distracting flaws are rooted in the problematic recreation of animated material. The permanent magic hour lightning is hard to look at. Worst of all, the decision to cartoonize the dwarves alongside human
that was
actors
stupid.
is
That was
hugely problematic.
that was stupid. That was a dumb move.
Blame Dinklage.
Yeah, it's his fault for sure.
If he ain't the dwarf that's getting to work,
yeah, he has a problem with it.
That
that in itself is problematic, according to him. But yeah, that was a dumb fucking move. Like, what is the point of making a live action version only to cartoonize or animate the fucking dwarves?
Some parts of the film work better than others, but none of it has the sweetness and imagination of the animated feature. This Snow White is not the fairest of them all. It's just, well, fair.
It's just just the whole Snow White thing and like them not getting the whitest fucking actor they can find. It's just like it's the one character, the one fucking character that it makes zero sense for you to tokenize them. None, right? Because you want to because what do they say to justify every tokenization, right? Race is not integral to the character, right? That's what they say. With Snow White, it's literally implied in the name.
Yeah.
And they literally say who's the fairest of them all. Right? Like that's the whole phrasing, right? Of it. Like if there's one fucking character in all of fucking animated history,
a skin as white as snow, I believe the
of all of them, it's that character, right? And they couldn't get that right, and then they fucked up the dwarves. So think about that, right? Because most people that are going to be looking at it from our perspective, you're talking about they got family members, they got daughters, they have nieces, or a little kinfolk, little cousins that they maybe would go take to see this, right?
Yeah.
And having that perspective from obviously the animation, why the fuck would you go to take your youngster to go see this? Like, what's the incentive?
I mean, we're obviously not the target audience for a start, but
I'm saying actually, I would argue that people that because little kids don't got money. So if people use that dumbass argument all the time, that they'll say like we should be talking about it. Well, it's grown men. It's like it's grown men and women that are the ones that are taking their children to go see these fucking movies.
That's just it. Would I take a niece, a nephew?
Yo, I sure fucking wouldn't.
With this kind of agenda, no, I wouldn't let them anywhere near Disney.
No,
as
absolutely
a studio.
not.
Nowhere fucking near this fucking studio. Oh my god, it's literally the grooming studio. Is the grooming studio. And do you want to see the classic? The classics. Loads of families have got the classics. They put on for the kids. They put all of them on. All the animated ones. And then you go take this, and it's just something like, oh no, it's about me becoming the leader I should be. It's like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's no longer about true love's kiss. The prince can fucking do one. Fair is now not in relation to skin color. Thank you, you pigs. Fair is now about how one perceives others. It's like,
what do we do?
Rachel, we hear you opening your mouth in all these interviews. You're a vile piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're one of the most fucking disgusting people I've had the misfortune to hear on the red carpet. You are so fucking full of yourself. You are so fucking narcissistical. You look down from your privileged fucking place at people, and you're a vile human being, and you want to be looked at as a role model? Oh, fuck off, you stupid cow.
It's just none of this made between them, the dwarves, and who the hell is gonna believe that Gal Gadot is somehow jealous of fucking Rachel Zegler in any way?
I mean, just the visual.
It doesn't. And again, a youngster would be able to see that. Like a youngster would be able to see that. They'd be like, "This isn't believable. I can't fucking believe it."
Her? That tall, beautiful, elegant looking her? Not the short fucking ironing board with a fucking bob haircut. Looks like a boy. How Disney like it, but you know. But okay, the first one that's rated fresh, C+. C+ fresh. Go see it. Nah. Rotten. Yeah, it's not gone off. And people have been posting all over social media.
No.
The theaters, the pre-ticket sales, they are empty.
Wide
theaters.
open. You can pick your seat.
Walk in the door, no problem. Walk in the door, bang, 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 boosh. 3 sold, 4 sold, 2 sold, no sold.
No, I've seen
sold,
some
no
with
sold.
non-sold.
I've seen multiple ones. Nobody seems to give a fuck about this. The predictions are low.
Yeah.
The budget is high. This film is most likely not. Never mind, not going to make its money. I think we're talking how much is it actually going to lose for Disney. I'd like it to lose all the money because I hate fucking Disney. I hate their fucking shrooming. They're a piece of dog shit company, and I'd love to see them go out of fucking business. Ubisoft just like, oh, thank God he didn't mention us. I won't let, like I said, I won't let a fucking kid of mine anywhere near that fucking brand for a start. And they just hire the most hideous people to do their shit. So as far as I'm concerned, please lose all the money and keep losing all the money. But yeah, Snow White, not seemingly off to a great start, I'm afraid. Oopsie doopsies.
Maybe it has legs. Maybe everybody, the actual non-critics goes to see it, and it's the best Disney movie of all time,
Of all time.
100 out of 100. Much like Assassin's Creed. It has its problems, but
100 out of 100.
100 out of 100.
Now, the game's got problems, but it's the best game ever made.
Oh, shout out VG 24/7. Very reputable.
Very, very reputable.
100
Right, let's smash through some super duperies.
Yeah.
Hot Dice with a $2 says Tardy and Tardy 199. It was actually it's my fault. I sent Eric the link and forgot to press enter.
Yeah.
So the link's just there in Twitter, and I'm just sat here twiddling my fucking thumbs, flicking my clit. I'm like, he said he might be a little late. I was lucky enough to go, I'll just check. And then I went to the thing and I was, oh yeah, fucking press enter, you dumb fucking idiot. So my bad. William Jones has been a member for 13 months is lucky. 13, get rip in Split Fiction. Mr. P and I've been doing Split Fiction.
Yeah, I've been watching y'all play it.
Dude, there was a couple of moments this week. Ended up, we were just screaming
at each other,
screaming, literally screaming at each other. Gear IDR with a $50,000. Oh no,
I wish.
It's rupees. Imagine another game just wrecked. Silent Hill F's trigger warning and Assassin's Creed Shadows release press. Game is Wreckfest 2 before it's Yasuke Simulator. Well, I'll tell you what, depending on how good or not so good Assassin's Creed is and how I get on with it, we might be pivoting to Yasuke Simulator.
Yasuke Simulator.
Yeah, might be pivoting. Josh Kelsey dropping a $20. Josh, thank you so much indeed, dude.
Shout out.
Shadow saying 737 with a $10 says, I'm so glad you guys are doing well with Rippaverse instead of making puppets. Make comics, not puppets. Oh, maybe something like that. No, make statues and statues and comics. There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
Beauty. Dude, that's got to be fucking surreal.
It is. I mean, when you consider who made it, like who would have thought
Yeah.
I'd start this damn company and I'm working with fucking Todd McFarlane. Like, who would have thought?
Pyro Morpheus with the 9 months says, watch Az's Assassin's Creed video. Reminds me of Tropic Thunder. A bunch of French people speaking English, imitating Japanese who act like Americans. It really is. I'm a dude playing a dude.
like another dude.
Yeah, no, it really does feel like that. But where's Tropic Thunder, which I might be watching in an hour's time, is complete and utter fucking, satire, lampoon, absurdist. This they thought was legit. Graf Web with the $2 says, fuck's sake! Cancel Disney Plus. I still haven't watched Daredevil episode 4 yet. I heard there's a good scene in it, and then after that good scene, it's not a lot of good in it. Oh, great. But there we are. 3 episodes I've seen so far. Am I rushing to see the 4th? No, this has been a terrible start for Bored again. I'll take a 1-in-1 scale, Yaira. I ain't turn that down. Fucking hell. Sally Rodell can come do my dishes. You put 199 with the $5 says, got my Yaira statue. Woohoo! Yes, sir.
Oh, shout out.
DB with the £2 says, for the 747th time, Eric, please stop saying.
I'm trying, man.
Not to.
I'm doing what I can.
Despite craziness of the year, only been 3 months. I'm really excited for the future, really hopeful for America, unlike the UK. As get out of the UK, imagine that's going to be, man. I'm working on an exit plan. Also, you're going to stream Assassin's Creed. Yes, I'll be, I'm one of the regular plebs. It goes live, I think, 4 a.m. UK time. So I'm going to be streaming it, looking to start streaming about 10 a.m. in the morning UK time. There or thereabouts. Depends how much sleep I get tonight. DB with the £2 says, asking for Anon is 5 years too long for a comic book. I would say it's a smidgen on the long side, yes.
No, I mean, unless that comic's going to be like 500 pages. But yeah, for
500 pages of the greatest shit you've ever read in your life ever.
Art you've ever seen in your life. Because Sistine Chapel took what, 4 years?
500 pages of Kirby-esque fucking,
but that's it. It doesn't take 5 years to, even if you got high level guys. We got like Will Conrad. It didn't take him 5 years to do Gooding, the polymath, and that's some of the best art that you're gonna see. Believe that.
Savvy's musky armpits with a $2. It says, what are you talking about, beat? All I got. Shadow Saiyan 737 with a $10 says, after this game, Ubisoft should be a slur in Japan. Well, you've seen what the development team looked like. I was playing Where's Fucking Waldo to find a black guy in there, right?
Yeah, good luck.
So there's nothing more fucking insufferable than a bunch of fucking leftist white fucking people thinking they know everything about fucking inclusion and diversity. Shut your fucking mouths.
No.
Get back into the I don't know. I wouldn't give them a fucking mop to mop the floor, half of these. I really wouldn't. And according to Ubisoft themselves, half of them were making their first ever video game.
Yeah.
I believe you, Ubisoft. I believe you. Joe Music 931 with the $5 says, as you need to get the game Bleach Rebirth of Souls dropping on 3/21/24. Does he mean 25? 21st of March 25? Is that what you mean? You got years? Maybe you got years wrong, dude. I don't know. It will be your intro into the anime. Okay. I'll look out for it. Frog with a 20 Swedish has been writing list of Assassin's Creed Shadow controversies. Mail you. Yeah, drop me an email. Heel versus Babyface at gmail.com. It's on my profile page. That's my business email. So feel free to drop me stuff there. Eric July's greatest fear. That Ubisoft put out a good game. The 5 Canadian says, I have court documents that proves he's terrified of losing his shoulder hair. Maybe. Keeps him warm.
Maybe. Yeah, it does. Keep me very warm.
Ah.
Why would I want to lose that?
Oh, it's a bit chilly still. We're not into the. We're not balls deep into spring yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's windy out here in Texas. We got some windy wind.
2 more days. 2 more days till we technically go into spring.
Spring, yeah.
2 more days. I think it's 21st of March, maybe the 20th. Is it the 20th or the 21st?
I think it might be the 20th. I think
it might be the 20th. Yeah, it might be the 20th of March is the first day of spring. Might be tomorrow. First day of spring.
Yeah.
Ivan with a $5 says, remember Ripper and Az, calling this Western nonsense out makes you a right-wing grifter. Whatever, been called worse. Because gotta use a new buzzword to discredit people. Dude, proof's in the pudding. You call me what the fuck you want. I've been called all sorts. Racist, homophobic, bigot, blah, blah, blah. You see who I stream with. You see who I make videos with. You see who I interact with. It's just language that's attempted to be used to shut you up from telling, things how they are. Savvy's Musky Armpits with the $5 says, I guess Ubisoft permitting Sudoku with a Japanese themed game is a little poetic in a pathetic kind of a way. Committing, I think is that meant to be committing? Yeah. Karen July with a 5 Canadian says, as I see you're worried Ubisoft will use the legal system to go after you over the game. I'm not in the slightest bit worried.
I don't think anybody is.
This is clearly cope behavior by Ubisoft.
Yeah.
You can't sue people for having an opinion. You can't sue people for telling what they think about a game. I do find it, however, very hilarious that they've done this in a clear effort to try and scare people into not speaking out. Litigious language. Nah, they can stick their head between their legs and fuck their own mouths, as far as I'm concerned. I'm okay with that. I did the same to a critic of mine recently. Don't worry, I'm going to be giving my honest opinion. Like I said in yesterday's video, and I did today's video as well, but yesterday's video, if I like it, I'm going to say I like it. If I think it's mid, I'm going to say it's mid. And if I think it's shit, I'm going to say it's shit. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out tomorrow. We'll give it a fair shake. X in Wonderland with a $5 says, this has got to be secretly directed by James Nagain. He directed the Birdemic trilogy. Okay. Birdemic. Oh, is that like what they called? Oh, what's that studio? Not Anthem. What was it called? I forget what that studio was called. The one that makes all the Sharknadoes and shit.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah, I forget what it is. I think it begins with A. I forget what it is. Calioth with a $10 says, I hope Yasuke has enough alphabet support like Doctor Who Season 1 did, the shooty, to make it smash hit they think it is, while the rest of us wait for it to drop in price all the way to free. Asylum, that's it. Asylum, yeah. Look, the way that Ubisoft are reacting, they are very nervous about this game. And from what we've seen so far, they probably have every right to be as well. Shaker Maker has been a member for 29 months. Thank you.
Oh.
You died with a $2 says, look at Dreadpool breaking that fourth wall. Yikes. I mean, dude. He was not just breaking the fourth wall. He was breaking the fourth wall and looked like he was fucking blitzed.
Yeah, he was out of his mind.
Joshua Henderson with a $2 says, Assassin's Diddy. Oof.
Fuck.
Oof. Oof. Ministry of Wrong Think with a $10 says, I don't think the Assassin's Creed brand is good enough to save it. We've already seen Dragon Age, Daredevil, Star Wars Outlaws, and even the Spider-Man cartoon tank, despite being massive brands. So
you're not wrong. I mean, it is. I do think it's a little differentiation because this is their medium. This is Assassin's Creed. This is it's known specifically for gaming. Whereas to at least you can say with some of the others, like definitely with Star Wars, it's more known for movies and film and shit like that. So, but it's a fair point. It is fair to mention that all of those have at least some sort of strong name, you'd think, and they didn't do well. Especially, Daredevil was probably the biggest surprise of these. Just didn't work out. We'll see.
Peter Darker with a $5 says, no bongaga sister. Congrats on delivering a healthy lump of coal. Retainer, sire. That's his skin.
Jesus
no
Christ.
bungawa. Yasuke. I couldn't possibly call that. Look, it's authentic. Come on, Peter. It's authenticity. Damn Japanese people, they just be racist. Ministry of Wrong Think with the membership for 22 says, return to form. Never copy the class clown's homework. And yet, here we are. Shout out Elton John. Piston with a 1 month membership says, Yasuke has 3 romance options in the game. They are a guy, a they, them. No, a guy. They're a guy,
2 guys.
Yeah, 2 guys and a historically married woman. A game for the modern audience is a RIP Assassin's Creed 2007 to 2013. I think that's fair enough.
So it's just degenerate all the way around.
Jace Darkfire with a $2 says, Shadow of the Erd Tree sold 5 million in 3 days. Yeah, and what did they do? They gave pay rises. Didn't they give like 11% pay rises due to how well they had done? Yeah. Brass Monkey gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Brass Monkey, thank you. Here. Because you can't see that in a gifted membership, but you're getting a salute. Hot Dice with a $2 says, this sounds a lot like Convo before the Marvels. Yeah.
Well, I think we both knew that at least the Marvels weren't going to do that good.
Yeah. Admittedly, it did much worse than I thought.
Well, it did. Now, that is also true. I didn't think it was going to lose damn near $500 million.
Yeah.
That's yet here we are, as we always say.
Yeah. Theodore Sapolopoulos Lapilis with a 3 Australian says, I saw gameplay of Ass Creed and it looks terrible. Ass Cream Shit Bucket, I'll be playing tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll see. Mike Pardica with a $5 says, Eric, hope you caught my $10 correction of my super chat that Beardo misread on Geeks and Gamers. I was only knocking your 2-page spread choice, not Bloodruth in total.
I wish I could remember what we're talking about, but appreciate it. Thank you.
Clearly, he hasn't held a grudge.
Yeah.
And Mike again with another $5. P.S. 121 days since Mike Davies became 3 people. Per your 3 out of 13 X posts, it's important you update your Mike Davies character page and knock 3 down to 2. You got 3 Mike Davies?
No, there's one. There's only one Mike Davies.
Bastard Luigi with a $2 says, Zegler's the hairiest in the land. That back, though. Oof. That's all the pictures. No comment. Hot Dice with a $5 says, Ripperverse, Tim Sheridan crossover. When? Elton has to be stopped. I mean, we have offered the invite to Tim Sheridan.
Yeah, we've tried to get him on the show.
We've tried. Haven't heard a word from him. No emails, nothing. Look, we're just trying to sell some homosexual truck stop comics. That's all. We're just trying to help him out. Get those royalties going. Go Music 931 the $2 says, yeah. March 21st, 2025. Okay, lovely. Thanks, Joe. Krog with a 20 Swedish says, thank you. Mwah, for entertainment. I'm painting my ceiling. There you go. And Joe King Lee And I have that statue downstairs in my front room, by the way, the one in 4 scale. Member for 14 months. Thank you, Joe. Eric, anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Man, so much happening. Yara statues arriving. Young Ice Sum statues arriving. Great War Separation 1 has already arrived. We have
Yara 2 shipping.
Yara 2 shipping right now. So yeah, it's just a lot. Yes, Represent 3. Those just got here. Carol is signing them today. Sailins, yes, is still a thing. Hard to forget about that. ISOM 3 is still a thing. There's a lot going on, is what I'm trying to say. So to stay tapped in, just go to ripperverse.com. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter if you have not already to stay up to date, man, because this train ain't stopping anytime soon, baby.
Woof. Tomorrow I will be playing Ice Cream Shit Bucket at probably around about 10 a.m. UK time, depending on what time I get up. But around about 10 a.m. UK time, and let's see exactly what it's all about. Let's get lots of context. Let's see what the dialogue's like, the gameplay's like, it looks like, and then we'll see if we can make some decisions based off of that, So join me for that. I will set up the room sometime tonight. And then Sunday afternoon tea with Az, and Sunday fun day. And I'll be doing something after that, which you're not privy to just yet, folks. Friday, probably, depending, probably more Assassin's Creed, and Saturday, maybe more Assassin's Creed. We'll see how tomorrow goes. It could be a bit of fun. But massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you very much indeed for giving up your free time. Everyone who super chatted, remembered, gifted memberships, thank you for supporting the channel. Back on Eric's next week.
Next week, baby.
Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Balubu.
Peace.